Hello Commanders, Pro-TaH-Zzioh back with a new video, and we're featuring a 1v1 in the area of scavengers against Triple Vaz 3 from the Bloody Tea Warriors. So here we go. The usual opening, a construction yard, triple barracks, power supply, triple supply center, and a vehicle factory, and then an upgrade of the HQ to level 2. Okay, so we're collecting containers, and look at that, lucky we got a double container just right in front of our base, and we're collecting more and more containers here, but looks like the rest have already been collected by the enemy player. Okay, so we're just gonna proceed with a scout this time. Let's see what he's up to. Okay, level 2 vehicle factory, a hammer, 4 supply centers, triple barracks. Were those 4 or 5? Okay, let's see. Okay, so produce more units in order to try to get this super container, but sadly the enemy already has a bunch of assaults as well as 3 hammers positioned to take the super container. So boo-hoo, too bad for us. Okay, let's see here. So they're retreating now. We're gonna try to at least deal some damage to them. Let's see, okay, Coyote is doing some work on those assaults while the hammer shoots back. Okay, we'll call it quits. We were able to at least take out one of the hammers and a few assaults. Okay, let's see what's gonna happen next. Okay, a little ceasefire, so we'll move on to upgrading our buildings now. So we're on HQ3, and we have a level 3 vehicle factory as well as a level 2 avia factory. So we also have a special vehicle factory, so we'll produce porcupines and some hawks and jaguar shortly, and we've moved on to upgrading to our HQ to level 4, and as we can see, a vertex came in to scout and saw what we're doing, so we're gonna expect a bit of an arrest maybe. Okay, let's see. So idle time, more supply centers, red boost to gain more resources. Okay, the second hawk has come out, so we'll do a scout. We'll see that the super container is at the bottom portion of the map, so we move a few of our vehicles over, but as we can see, the enemy decided to bring his entire army. So what are 2 armadillos and 2 porcupines gonna do there? So we're gonna have to pull back on this one and let him get it again. That's okay, we'll just compensate with the boost and additional supply centers. So normally I put down at least 10 supply centers, so I'll be able to ensure that I have a pretty good economy. Okay, so we didn't want the delays there, so we blew up one of our barracks to give way to that supply center, and the power supply was able to complete as well. So we scout and try to harass, but we end up losing 2 of our hawks, and we try to maneuver the last 2 so that the vertex wouldn't chase them. Okay, so those 2 hawks would be able to survive, and now we have a level 3 special vehicle factory, so it's time for Snoop Dogg to come out. Come on, give me some smoke here. Okay, we'll put Dragonfly a bit forward or up the hill so that we'll be able to gain vision in this area, and we'll fly our hawks to kill some of the scouts, and sadly the Dragonfly was killed off by the vertex as well. Okay, so we now have 2 level 2 avia factories and 2 airfields. We're gonna go for a prototype factory so that we'll have access to the Leviathan, since that one's gonna be pretty crucial in this game. Okay, so hawks flying out to kill some scouts. Okay, good hit. Okay, so proto factory is being upgraded to level 2, while jaguar and chameleon as well as hawk production is continuing, so our economy is pretty good. Okay, our hawks fly out to kill the scout and meet some of the vertex. So we'll try to engage them in the air. Good that two of our hawks were pretty delayed in their flight, so they were able to score a good hit on those vertex, but we still end up losing a bit of our hawks there. Okay, so scout, try to kill some scouts. Okay, no scouts. Hawks are gonna fly back to the airfields and refuel. Okay, we move our army to the super container this time. Okay, I think this one's gonna be pretty much uneventful. So we move our riflemen forward to see what the enemy has, and looks like the enemy's in full camping mode. And if this is the situation, either we'll see full vertex space, or as we just saw, Thors. Okay, now that we've seen the Thor, most likely he's gonna fly him out now to attempt to bomb some like buildings. And okay, good reaction on the hawk. They were able to fly just right before the bombs drop. So we'll be able to score the hit on that Thor and on this Thor. So that's 900 resources out, or so that's 900 resources down. So comparing to the 300 resources that our airfield was for. Okay, so I was lagging at this time, and I was trying to control the hawks as well, and I didn't think of moving my army, so they get bombed. Whew! Okay, so looks like the Thors aren't upgraded that much, given that the army was able to survive, where we just lost a few units from the Thor bombing run. So we had to fly our hawks to the far right of the map. Since our airfield was still under construction, they didn't have any place to move to. And as you can see, build construction just activated right now, and we were able to fly the hawks again just before the bombs hit. Luckily that our army was moving that way, and we were able to spot the Thors. Okay, so I now have 3 airfields. One just got blown up. That's just gonna be in preparation of those Thors. In case they hit one of the airfields, then my hawks would still have an additional airfield to land to. So Leviathan's out now. We're gonna try to position our army in the middle of the map, and we can see more Thors are being flown over to our base. Okay, good reaction again. We're able to fly the hawks just before the bombs drop, saving the hawks from certain death. And are we gonna get this Thors? And the hawks are gonna force it. Okay, so we get 1 kill, we get 2 kills, but our hawks suffer a good deal of damage from the anti-air, but we'll be able to get a good intercept on one of the Thors, and another intercept on that Thor. Will we get this one? Will we get this one? I think we'll let that one live. Okay, so pretty bad bombing run on the enemy player. He didn't really hit or get a solid hit on that ground army, so we'll be engaged with his ground army this time with the Zeus, Hammer, Infantry, Typhoon, and Shield. But our Leviathan was in a good position to drop its devastation skill, and boom! It gets a solid hit in the center of those units. Since our chameleon was activated prematurely, we have to let the energy recover, since that's not going to be enough to make a pretty good push. And given that there must be a few more Thors in there that's ready to bomb our units, as we can see, I wasn't wrong. We just had a few more Thors out there that's ready. Okay, he decided to bomb my factories to stop my Jaguar production, but I think I have enough Jaguars to counterattack. So we get the hit on those returning Thors by those hawks, so good job on those hawks. Okay, our ground army is positioned to take this super container. Leviathan will fly first to see what's going on, gets the kill on that scout, and it gets targeted by the vertex. but sees our ground army and pulls the vertex away, but the vertex tries to attack it one more time, but the Leviathan's pretty tough. I have a few upgrades on the HP and armor of the Leviathan. That's why it's able to survive those vertex missiles. Okay, we now have 3 chameleons that are covering our army. So enemy is positioning his ground army to intercept. Okay, no, okay, I thought there wasn't a shield, but there was bad micro on that. 1 chameleon and it gets killed off by the rocket tower. Okay, looks like they were able to move out just before the nuke dropped. It's alright. You can see 4 bombing run, but luckily the majority of our units was already moving forward, and we only have a handful of units that were not grouped that were left there, so that's okay. So we now have a pretty healthy army that's pushing forward. It's gonna take the brunt of those defenses. Okay, so chameleon gets picked off. I'm rallying the units that were left out there to join the army in here. So we focus on the airfields with the Leviathan, and as well as those sieged up Jaguars, and we're able to score the kill on those 2 airfields. We now only have 1 airfield to problem or to think of, and boom, that airfield goes away as well. Okay, our Jaguars are doing the rest of the job here, so Leviathan is helping out, destroying the remainder of the buildings, and it's GG. So the enemy does not respond anymore and just quits the game. Okay, so Jaguars will do the remainder of the job and destroy the buildings here. Okay, so nuke's gonna get dropped in there. Boom. So Hawks are gonna take out the anti-air. Okay. Okay, so we're getting a lot of destruction over here. So we do our contract for the vehicle scouting. And I remember that I had a contract for the mole drill to destroy 2 buildings. Okay, dun 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 dun. Okay, the mole is here. And we're just tripping now. We tried to nuke some of our units, but none died. So drill goes brrrr, brrrr, boom, boom, boom. So we have 1 more here that's gonna be taken out by the mole. And boom, destroyed. Okay, so that's GG. GG Leviathan, GG mole. So if you watched the video till the end, there's gonna be another promo code, so just do the same thing, follow the instructions on the comments on what's the format needed, and you're gonna end up winning 250 tokens. Good luck! Again, make sure to like and subscribe. Pro-TaH-Zzioh out.